Okay, so my P3 finally arrived, and I am so excited to get it unboxed. Now, it does arrive freight, so you have to be ready for that, and my freight company delivered it outside of when they told me it was going to be delivered, but that's fine. They dropped it as close as they could to the garage, and here I am kind of getting everything taken apart. This is the mobile base, which I highly recommend. It's actually extremely well built, and I am very pleased with the construction quality and how easily it goes together. xTool really put a lot of time and thought into the design of this, from the little fingers that are on all of the bars that lock into place before you have to screw it all in, to the quality of the casters that it comes with. Honestly, I was just blown away by the quality. I know it's expensive, and I know that you can get other types of carts out there, but this is designed for it. It's designed to fit it, and I really am impressed with the quality. So I'm just kind of getting everything unboxed here, and getting all the bubble wrap off. It was all packed very securely, and now I'm getting everything kind of set out to start building it. And as you can see, this is what I was talking about with there's little finger joints, and they all just kind of lock in place, and the bolts just make sure they don't come apart. The bolts don't actually even hold it in place necessarily. The finger joints do. And I made sure to put the xTool logos facing out. But here I am now getting the bolts open and getting all the bolts inserted. And I started everything by hand, and then I came back with my impact driver, as you'll see here in a minute, to get everything kind of cinched up. Because even though there is a wrench included, an Allen wrench included, I hate trying to tighten these things down manually. And so I just decided to use an impact because that's what I have on hand. So I'm going back to the instructions, kind of reading through, seeing exactly what's next. And I'm going to get the brackets now installed for the upper and lower shelves. So there is a upper shelf included, and then there's brackets for a lower shelf. I don't have a lower shelf on mine yet, but I will be putting one on mine in the future. So I, again, started all of the bolts by hand. I did use the Allen key itself to get it started, and then I came back with the impact driver to get it all set back in place. Now, like I said, I do really just prefer using the xTool stand. It's built to hold the weight, but if you do decide to get your own stand, then make sure it can hold about 300 pounds. Now that I have all of the pieces installed for the top and bottom, I went and grabbed a Phillips head, which it does come with again in the kit, but I decided to use all of my tools because I've got them, and screw everything in. The screw holes are pre-drilled, so you don't have to try to do anything, and they are self-tapping screws, so they would go in just fine if you were using the screwdriver that's included with the kit, but if you've got a screw gun, it just makes it easier. And now it's time to get the casters installed. Really, this whole thing went together in about 15 minutes, and I was very happy with that. It was very simple and straightforward. There wasn't really a whole lot of questions that I had putting it together. And there's just 4 bolts for each of these. And again, I'm getting it started by hand. And then I come back with the impact driver to get everything cinched down tight. These do only go on one way, but all 4 casters are the exact same, and they're all locking casters. And there we go. It is set up. And it's time to get the actual P3 unboxed. And so I pulled all the band straps off, and now I'm getting everything pulled out. There's a lot of cardboard here. It's actually really nice. They give you instructions on how to get it out of the box. And there it is. There is the machine. Here it is, fully unboxed, and it is time to get it up. I got a friend coming over to help me lift it up onto the base. This is a big boy. You're not going to want to try to move this thing yourself. It's about 240 pounds or so. Okay, we've got it off and in, off the pallet and in the garage. This was actually really easy to build. I really like the mobile workstation, and here it is. I've got some other stuff to do in the house, so it's just going to be up here for right now, but I will be back out here very likely later tonight and working on this guy. So really excited to have this, inside now and cannot wait to get this in its new home right back there. So here I am getting kind of the packaging off of it, or starting to at least. There's some tape that needs to be pulled off before you can get inside. Okay, so let's take a look at the inside. So we've got the IF2 right here. This comes with all P3s. So this is pretty nice looking. I'm actually going to make some adapters to adapt this up to 6-inch hose, because that's what I've got already in my shop. So those adapters will be live on the site once I figure them out. But we'll set this to the side. And that is there. We've got a bracket here. I'm guessing that's for the IF2. Some screws and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to guess all of this is to hang the IF2, which is actually really nice, because my old system did not have that. We've got the input and output hoses for the IF2. And if we go over here, we've got the funnel that we'll use to put antifreeze in the back. We've got the actual antifreeze itself. You'll use a different amount of this depending on where you live. That is in the instructions. Under here, we have some tape for alignment. We've got the safety instructions and the quick start guide. Down here, we've got some, I'm not sure what these things are. We'll find out as we get into it. Back here, we have the toolkit, which inside the toolkit you'll have kind of standard stuff from xTool, including the key. You can't actually use the machine without that key. That is kind of a safety switch. And then we've got a couple of cables. One is a USB-C cable for the data. And this is nice. It is USB-A or USB-C, so they kind of give you both ends, depending on if you have a newer or older computer. Hooks up, and the power cable. But now, let's go ahead and get this guy finished setting up. So there is one of these braces on each side of the head and then one on each side of the gantry. They're for shipping and you want to take them off. You'll also want to add antifreeze. Now the manual tells you how many milliliters of antifreeze to add depending on what region you're in. So I added about 400 milliliter to mine, and that was what I needed for my area. And then you just fill the rest of it up with distilled water until you reach the max fill level. So you've got to get all the stuff peeled off, and there's some satisfying peels here. But there's a lot of protective film all over the machine, and so I'm just getting it all pulled off. There's double layers some places, and the USB ports are also covered. And some more tape to peel off before we kind of move on to getting everything set up. And this is the first power on. And now it is time to get some material loaded in. The automatic system is amazing. You set the material down, the light turns green, and then the software updates automatically with a picture of it. And this update will allow it to go through and measure and get the height and everything, and then you can start actually designing. So I've already got a design here. This design is available on my website if you're interested in purchasing it. And this is kind of a design that I'm going to do a few different things on. So I'm going to have it cut the shape, engrave the mountains and the Bible verse reference, as well as score the actual Bible verse. So that way I can align everything. And you can kind of see that I'm messing around with some alignment. I decided to reopen the lid and fix the alignment in the machine. And then you'll see here in a moment that it's going to refresh the screen, and the material will be a little bit more square. And so that's a really nice feature, is just having it do this refresh. And I really, really just love how the cameras work on this machine. I've used cameras before, Lightburn cameras and stuff, but I've never had something that's this accurate, especially when you can do the up-close shots and all the different things. So super love the cameras, and love that there's going to be a print and cut feature coming up at some point in the future. Really excited for that to come out as well. But I'm just kind of changing things around here, changing those from Engrave to Score, and getting all of my settings dialed in and everything. But this is a really awesome laser. This whole project took about 15 minutes in total to cut and engrave and do everything. And so I'm just taking a preview there, making sure everything's going to go in the time that I want it to. And then I just send it to the laser and hit the button on the top. You click that button and everything starts. And here you can see the laser. This is sped up by 8 times. So this overall, this engrave and score took about 10 minutes. And then the upcoming cutting of the acrylic took about another 3 or 4 minutes. But I really love the quality. Now, if you're just doing an engraving job, xTool does tell you to take the nozzle off the machine. The nozzle is just for airflow. It does not actually have the lens in it. The lens is in the head itself, which is really nice that those are 2 separate things. On my other CO2 laser, they are not 2 separate things. If you want to take the nozzle off, you take everything off. So I love that you can take the nozzle off, you can clean it, you can do all that stuff. But you do get a little bit more overburn when you're running with the nozzle on. I'm going to be doing some tests to see if there's a way to get around that overburn. But overall, this is going great. And as far as settings, I'll have them on the screen here. I'm going at 600 millimeters a second and 40% power with 160 lines per centimeter. And then the score settings are just the default score settings for 1/4 inch birch, which I don't remember those off the top of my head, but I've dialed in my engrave settings, which is why I have those. And then cutting, I'm at 60% power for 20 millimeters a second, and it drops right out. I really, really love it. You can see here, I just reach in, I pull it out, it dropped right out. That was wonderful. Now, if you're wondering what this material is, this is TruFlat linen. And so I can just wipe this down with some magic eraser and water, which is what I do later to get it to clean up. And now I'm putting my acrylic in there. This is 1/8 inch black acrylic with a Aura Mask adhesive on the back of it. This is from CMB Acrylic. I'll have a link to them down below, and also a link to the TruFlat down below. But this cut beautifully. And again, I'll have the settings on screen here for the cutting. But it is 15 millimeters a second at 60 millimeter or 60% power. So a little bit slower than cutting through the TruFlat, but this cuts so cleanly, and I am so happy with the result. As you can see, these came out looking fantastic, and I'm really excited to put the P3 to the test on all kinds of different projects. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for future videos.